Okay. A guy in my class who I had not spoken to before but had seen around a bit sent me a Facebook message saying, "Would you rather have bionic arms or bionic legs?" I typed a super long reply, ultimately giving reasons for both, and sent him a "would you rather" question too. This went on for a while. Messages got longer and longer, more and more personal, till we went out on a date. Hello? That was a little over 6 years ago. He's not my husband. And we have two children. Not a bad conversation to start. Hello? What? Wait, bro just fucking slid.
It worked.
It worked. Bro just slid into her DMs and just went with the most diabolical question ever.
Yeah, that was smooth.
That was so smooth. What the fuck?
I'm impressed.
Yeah, me too.
I'm
What the
actually
hell? Wait, that's
really
like
good God.
that's like the most chill way to just start a conversation with someone, even if you have never like seen them or whatever.
That's some very interesting conversation. But what are people commenting?
Oh, okay, they're saying, this is super cute. Did he ever ask, would you rather date me or just be friends? Oh, would you rather question here. What? This person just like, okay. And then, and then they replied, "We're both super shy and it was over Facebook Messenger. Eventually I hinted at him that I liked him before we went on a date or even suggested it by having the first letter of each paragraph of my message say, 'You are kind of hot.' We were such nerds." Aw. Oh, that's cute. No, that's crazy.
Interesting.
That's a crazy way to get a girlfriend, bro.
Okay, now we know that.
Yeah. Okay, next one. What are you proud of but never have an excuse to talk about? That gets people to talk about things you've done and just want to bring up so you see what's important to them. I've actually asked this question before and it called a bragging session. Oh, wait, actually it's a pretty interesting question. Do people really put an excuse when they talk about themselves? That's basically like lying, no?
Another way of saying that, like, what are you proud of but never have, but never get the chance to talk about, or never get the an opportunity to talk about it.
I mean,
Never get a chance.
but how would that make any sense? You're talking to someone, obviously you have plenty of chances to like talk about anything.
Maybe it's like because you don't want to be seen as bragging, so you need an excuse that that you're proud of. So it just so happens that we are talking about this topic, and yeah, and what happens, I'm proud of this, and it's just related to the topic, so I get the excuse to talk about it.
Well, okay, when you ask someone this, or when someone is asking you this question, what would be like the first things that you would mostly mention or like talk about?
It's not a question that I don't think I've ever gotten this question.
Okay. Okay, let me ask you this then.
I don't get to answer the question. You're asking me?
Yes, what are you proud of but never have an excuse to talk about? Like, never have an excuse to talk about a one specific thing.
Kind of difficult because I've never like it's not something I think of often. I don't know if it's something you can be proud of, but being self-conscious, like knowing, I don't know, understanding yourself, being conscious about what you do and think. That's something to be proud of.
Okay, so it's like you don't really think about what you're saying. Is that what I'm hearing? Like, you don't question the things that you tell people? even if it's nothing like too crazy.
I think it's quite the opposite, you know.
Oh, so wait, how is it? In what
The
way?
thing is, I do think about it. I'm
Okay.
conscious about it. I'm aware of my own actions and thoughts. Even though like doesn't matter if it's good or bad. I'm conscious about what I'm doing. I don't lie to myself. Like I don't try to trick myself into thinking that bad habits or bad actions that I'm doing that like I don't ignore it.
Mm-mm.
Being aware and conscious of
But
where you
so,
need to improve.
but is that something that you're proud of?
I think it's something you can develop and it's just something a trait, a quality that I find very important.
Hmm. For
Does it make
me,
sense?
well, it does, but it really, it's more just like it's like a question where it tells you to bring out your like deepest sides.
Okay.
It's just I don't know, when you get that type of question, people are just really curious about like wanting to hear more of like you gossiping about yourself. And so in most cases people don't
Maybe
really
like
do
more like
that.
you think they are like what the question wants to hear about is your achievements.
Yeah. Like people don't brag that crazy about themselves to begin with. And so this type of specific question is always like very nice to receive because you said it yourself, you don't receive it that often, right? I don't receive it that often either. And probably not many others because if someone is
I see what you
asking,
mean. Probably people expect.
mm, it's like if you meet a certain individual that is very curious about you as a person and also your goals and ambitions of what you're willing to take on in throughout your life. I feel like those type of people is very interesting because you will end up fall fall into that specific question, and they would want to hear a good side of you bragging about yourself rather than thinking it as a negative way. Because in most cases, people would assume and think that the more you brag about yourself, the more people are going to think that you're having such a high ego for something or like you think so highly of yourselves.
Mm,
And I don't know
right,
why.
right.
I don't know why, but because that way people take it as a very negative thing for some reason, even though it's technically a positive thing.
Hmm.
I don't know why it's like pros and cons there. That's that's like that's my part of like questioning it.
Yeah, I mean they're both like. Yeah, I see your point. Like people would expect you to talk about something you have accomplished, like to talk about, and
Mm.
I think they wouldn't expect an answer that I just came with, like some kind of you can call it mindset or
Mm.
like the way I just described before, how self-conscious.
Mm.
That's more like a personal trait, like material accomplishments, maybe. Or I don't know. This is just something I would
It
guess.
makes sense though, not gonna lie.
What do you want to hear? Like, what do you expect when you ask a question like this?
Um well okay, when someone is asking me this type of question, obviously they want to hear like the success part of what I've managed to achieve throughout my life, right?
Okay.
And that's like because like
Okay.
a part of me, obviously, I'm not used to bragging about myself or like talking positively. So obviously, I would just I don't know say the most smallest little thing and that's it about myself because like
Hmm.
in most cases,
Because we're not used to it.
yeah, in most cases, people aren't used to bragging about themselves. And that's the one thing how the society has turned into that we all are like okay with like looking down on us, on like on ourselves. and not willing to see the brighter and putting our ego a little bit higher, you know? Like people take ego, the idea of having high ego as like a very negative thing. Of course it is. But like it can be a very positive thing as well. So it goes both
I think
ways.
I understand like egoism and like in extreme situation like narcissism also, that we have put it in such a bad light. But I think like talking about your accomplishments, it shouldn't be called, or in some cases it can, obviously, but it should be called bragging. It's just being honest and telling others what you have been doing, what you've.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be bragging or be seen in such a bad light always.
Jumping to next question. I saved someone's life when I was in student commendation. They tried to hang themselves from an attic. Oh, okay, opening and they were hanging outside my bedroom door. When I opened it to go downstairs to get a washing, I had forgotten about out of the machine. If it wasn't for that day, they would have been dead. Oh my god, heroin was involved with her decision to okay. She's happy and clean now. She has a daughter. What the fuck? I don't speak to see. If he thinks it's just social media, I can't tell people I'm proud of that. It's a strange thing to bring up.
Oh.
What did I just read? Hello?
Oh, it's a comment under the what are you proud of but never have an excuse to talk about.
Oh my god. Oh, this person saved another person from committing suicide, right? That's crazy. And now that person that was about to commit suicide, they have a kid now. And this was like 7 years ago they wrote.
A daughter.
Well, that's crazy. And that's a good thing to be proud of, not gonna lie. Oh, maybe this is like deep shit. You know? Like it's not just for the surface, but very deep ones that has never been mentioned that you're proud of. I think that's what the question is.
Because you never get an excuse to talk about.
Yeah. Oh, what conspiracy theories do you believe?
I'm a flat earther.
Flatter? The world is flat?
Flat earther.
I don't think the world is flat. Like, if you think about it, how is the world even flat? Like, okay, Peter.
How's the world even round?
Because science. Like, there's science.
And that's not a very scientific answer.
Well, I'm not into science, so I don't know a very scientific answer. I don't have a scientific answer.
Okay. Let me tell you.
Okay.
You've ever been outside? You've been out touching grass?
Yes.
Have you?
Yes, like 2 hours ago. Peter, just looking up and... Are you kidding me?
So you ever feel the world bending beneath your feet?
No.
Right. There you got the answer.
What? What? Okay, just because if the ground is flat and the earth is round but the ground is not round doesn't mean yeah, it doesn't mean that the ground has to be round like the earth.
Of course it gotta be round.
Oh, you don't Peter, you cannot say this and don't have proof in that the world is actually flat. Because if the world is flat, then the sun is flat. Then the Mars is flat. Jupiter gotta be flat.
No.
Yes. Everything else has to be flat. And you might as well be fucking flat. Like, hello?
So you the proof the earth is flat. Period.
How? What? What?
I'm gonna need to bring up more proof. You are enough proof.
You know? Oh my god. Okay, fuck this question. Fuck this question. Oh fuck.
We're not done with this. We're gonna create a new series called
No.
the
We're not.
Exploring Earth series.
That's basically saying, oh, let's create a new Big Bang series or something. Okay. The fuck is this? Would you would you cannibalize someone to survive on a stranded island, knowing that there's a 25% chance of rescue / survival if you ate the corpse, but a guaranteed death if you don't eat it?
You wanna hear a fun fact?
Yes.
There's 100% chance that you're gonna die, no matter what happens.
I mean, sure, but like, it's like a human flesh is the same as any other animal flesh, just a bit different texture, right? And so you would still have a good chance to survive little by little with less hunger, depending how much you eat the person. So I'm saying that they could be rescued in the meantime while still be able to survive, while eating, probably like dividing the body or like the food.
But is the person already dead? You need to kill the person first.
Yeah, you gotta kill the person first in order to get the food out of them, right? I think you could be able to survive that. Because, okay, if you were to kill a man's body, I don't know, 9 foot tall guy who's like bulky or whatever, you will be able to get a good amount of meat. Like, good amount of food to, like, have a resource to eat, right? And that's the same with, like, saying that if you kill an elephant, you would be able to have enough food to eat for the next couple of months or days. Because an elephant is very huge, right? You can eat that for the next months. Same with eating like a chicken or a cow.
Okay, I see that your survival changes will increase significantly, but would you actually do it?
Personally, I think I would not eat my friend if I were to be stranded with them. Because knowing well, we don't know how a human flesh really tastes like, right? It might be very, like, oddly weird texture, not like any other animal type of meat that we've had, right? So, I would take a no on that. I would try and find other different resources to like linger more to rather than just looking at my friend as if they are like a chicken or something. um, so
There gotta be something.
I think just other resources is better than wanting to kill your friend just because of survival. What is something that is important to talk? Okay, what's probably because my way of appreciating people. I never get to talk about that one. I don't like I do appreciate people that I care for. But I never like say it out loud to appreciate them because personally I get this weird, it's like a intimate feeling that I'm not so used to have. It's like a more so like a family love type of feeling, you know? And that's like a little feeling that I never like feel so good about. It's nothing something I hate, but it's just a feeling that I'm just not used to. What about you?
Same actually. It wasn't the first thing that came to mind, but now that you say it, it's also something that I sometimes think about, get to express, because I'm not used to it, but I feel it, like this appreciation for people around me.
It's not always
But
me.
originally I was thinking about something else, but I now forgot.
Where do you want to be in an hour? Oh, I want to be in Japan. I want to get out of here. I want to be
Oh, like
traveling.
that.
Yeah, like
That's at home.
Oh.
Wait, never mind.
Oh.
I'll take it back.
Bro, I want to TP to a different country and then stay there for an hour and do everything and then go back. Yeah.
Top of my list.
Like just to go and travel under just what 24 hour and then come back. That sounds so spontaneous and so much fun. Is that just me? It's very
It's not just me.
it's a bit diabolical, but it seems very fun.
You should do that. Just buy a ticket.
Yeah. Maybe one day. What is something that is important to you that you never really talk about? My fictional men. That's my take.
I think we're gonna take a 5-minute break.
Why would you? We don't need a 5-minute break.
What?
That's my take.
We need a 5 break.
Like I never get
I'm
to
gonna
talk.
turn up the music. 5-minute break and silence.